The past 2 seasons for Sunderland have been amazing. Last season they got promotion to the Championship, and this season have finished in a playoff position, but unfortunately their chances of promotion are over as they lost in the semi-finals of the playoffs against Luton. But today that all changes as I have become Sunderland's new manager, and by the end of this video I will make them the best team in the world. So this is the team I've loaded into, and it's easy to see why they've done so well this season. Overall the team is pretty good and it's very well balanced, but they do have some really good standout players, the likes of Ballard, Jack Clark, and also Amad Diallo. A pretty big issue we've got is a couple of really good players in this team are on loan to us. The likes of Joe Gelhardt, Edouard Michou, and of course Amad Diallo, who in real life has had one of the best loan spells you could ever ask for. And we only have a £6 million budget, so even if I wanted to sign all them players on a permanent deal, I don't think I could afford to. So that begs the question, where do I spend that £6 million? I think we use it on a loan player to make them a permanent player of Sunderland, and also bring in another fullback to bolster the defence. But hold your horses, boys, without spending a penny, we've got a goldmine. Morgan Ball, who's a central attacking midfielder. He's 73 rated at 17 years old. I think we found our future captain. So now we've got the camp sorted without spending a penny. Now it's actually time to start spending the money. And I've made my decision. I'm going to try and sign Edouard Michou out of the loan players. He's 19 years old. He's 68 rated. I think he'll be a core player in this team for a long time. Now his market value is 2.5 million and we've got just under 6 million. So we're going to have to be cautious how we spend this money. Now I really don't want to overpay, so I'm going to pay them 2 million just to see what they say. All they want is a 5% silent clause. Sound as a pound. I'm happy with that. And it's official. Our first signing as Sunderland manager is Edouard Michou, and he cost us 2 million. Now, obviously, in an ideal world, I'd love to bring in both Diallo and Gelhardt to the team, but I just don't have the money for them. But we do have our midfield sorted for the time being, so let's focus on bringing in a fullback. Now, this guy looks pretty promising. Moussa Diarra, who currently plays for Toulouse in France. He's 21 years old. He's 70 rated, and he's got less than 12 months on his contract, meaning we could get him for quite cheap. And because his contract's very quickly running out, we only had to pay 2 million for him. And with only 750k left, that's our transfer window done. But we have managed to bring in 3 players, 1 youth academy prospect, 1 loan player who's on a permanent deal now, and a fullback that we desperately needed to improve the defence. Now I'm under pressure here. In real life, Sunderland have made the playoffs, so if we don't get at least 6th place, we have done a terrible job. Well boys, the pressure really is on. We are 7th in the league halfway through the season, but we are only 1 point outside the playoffs, and there's still a long way to go yet. Now this I didn't expect. Ross Stewart's our top goal scorer halfway through the season, and Gelhardt is being recalled back to Leeds, so I'm guessing it's because of Ross Stewart's form. And we do only have 1 million in our transfer budget, so I don't think we're doing anything in this window. So I am putting all of my faith into this team to get us into the playoffs this season. And you may have just noticed Diarra is injured and he won't be able to play for another 3 months, and that is a massive blow for our chances of promotion. But in fairness, we do have a very good team. There's been a lot of improvements in only half a season, so we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Oh, we fumbled the bag. We fumbled the bag so hard. We finished 11th at the end of this season. I don't get it. We were 1 point outside the playoffs in January, and now we're 11th. What the bloody hell happened? I mean, the good news is the team has improved so much over the course of 1 season, especially Jack Bleeding Clark. 81 rate is amazing. And we've got a half-decent striker on our hands. 23 goals and 4 assists for Ross Stewart this season. They say never fall in love with loan players, and it is the case. Amad Diallo is leaving us, but I'm telling you now, I'm getting him back at some point. We massively fumbled the bag this year, but next season, I'm telling you now, we are gunning for promotion. We're into season 2, and we've got good news. No player we've got right now is on loan to us, meaning we can literally build our team properly now. I think the midfield up is absolutely fine and dandy. It's our defence and goalkeeper we need to worry about. Now we need a better centre-back to partner up with Ballard, because Danny Bath is 32 years old and is 71 rated. He's definitely going to be on the decline pretty soon. But luckily this time we've got 13 million to spend, and I intend on spending all of that on a centre-back. Now this player has really caught my eye. Felipe Ralvaz, who used to play for Portimonense in Portugal, who's recently just transferred to PSG, and I think he's exactly what we need in our defence. And we got a fantastic deal for Felipe Ralvaz. We only paid out 8 million for him. And with only 2 million left in our transfer budget, that's our window done. Which leaves our team looking like this, and it looks bloody strong if you ask me. Jack Clark's really caught my eye though. 82 rated. He shot up like a rocket last season. But last year we fumbled the bag massively by choking the playoffs. This season, however, we cannot afford to pull that same stunt again. Now this looks way better. We are 5th in the league halfway through this season, and we have got a genuine chance of promotion. While we know at least 3 players can get goals for us: Jack Clark, Ross Stewart, and of course Morgan Ball. But with only 900,000 left in our transfer budget, there's nothing we can do to improve the team with that money. And unfortunately we won't have Patrick Roberts next season either, as he's for some reason submitted a transfer request. But regardless of all that, this is the team that's going to finish the year off, and I am praying to God that we don't fumble the bag again this season. Well, boys, we haven't gone up automatically, but there's still a chance of promotion. We finished 4th at the end of the season. We are in the playoffs alongside Bournemouth, Watford and Sheffield United. And we just about got past Watford, meaning we are against Sheffield United in the final. It's a kit clash in the final. Sunderland versus Sheffield United. The winner gets promotion to the Premier League. Or is it going to be us? It's Roberts as well. The same player who wants to leave us at the end of the season has just got us promotion. The team you're looking at right now is officially in the Premier League next season. You'll love to see it. And it's them same 3 players, boys. Ross Stewart with 29 goals, Jack Clark with 26 goals, and Morgan Bell with an impressive 20 goals and 22 assists this season. We've certainly rewritten the wrongs of last season by getting promoted this year, but next year, however, we have to make sure that this Sunderland team survives the Premier League. We're now into season 3 and we've been given 55 million to spend. We can really make use of that money. Now, initially, I was going to bring in a winger, but Bennett is 74 rated and I'm willing to give him a chance this season. But we really need to strengthen our defence and goalkeeper, which is where I'm going to focus most of the money. Now, to survive our first season back in the Prem, we need a very solid keeper in between the sticks, which is why I'm going for Ledesma, who's 31 years old, 81 rated, and he's got less than 12 months left on his contract. And it was due to the fact his contract was running out that we got an absolute bargain in only spending 9 million on him. And after that signing, we still have 44 million left to spend, which is amazing. And with us bringing a solid keeper in between the sticks, we can finally focus our attention on the second position I want to buy for, that right back position. Now, this player, in my opinion, is going to be the difference maker for us this season. Jordan Teze, who really shouldn't be playing for Athletic Bilbao because he isn't a Basque player. But I was willing to sort that out for them, no problem, as I forked out 29 million for Jordan Teze. And that leaves us with only 7 million to spend, which means our transfer window's done. But I have to admit, with the addition of Ledesma and Teze, this team won't be in a relegation battle. We'll comfortably finish in the mid-table spot. All I really want from this Sunderland team is improvement, most notably this guy, Bennett, 74 rated. I'm putting a lot of faith in this guy and I want him to repay me. I don't know whether we're doing pretty well or pretty damn badly. We're 15th halfway through the season. We're 6 points above the relegation zone, but we're nowhere near clear of relegation yet. There is one funny thing though, we're 1 point below Spurs, we're 13th. This explains why we're doing badly. Hardly anybody's scoring. Ross Stewart's only got 10 goals out of 23 games this season, for God's sake. Now, I've got a little situation here. We still have 10 million left in our budget. And when you look at the team, the midfield is by a mile the weakest part. Now, the issue is for 10 million, I'm not buying anybody who's worthy going into that starting 11, so that leaves only one solution. I'm once again going on the free agent system in the hopes of finding a CDM. Boys, we got lucky. He won't be with us for long, but he'll do for the rest of this season. Sergio Busquets is 36 years old and he's still 80 rated too. Is it me or does Busquets just look weird without him being in a Barca shirt? Now, I've got my fingers crossed for a mid-table finish, but it won't be the first time we fumbled the bag on something we wanted to achieve. But in all honesty, I just want to avoid relegation, full stop. Well, it looks like the signing of Sergio Busquets worked a treat as we finished 10th at the end of this season, smack bang mid-table. And the same goes for the Carabao Cup. We just about got knocked out by Man United 5-4 on aggregate. All in all, I think these boys have done pretty well. And I'll give you 3 guesses on who the top goal scorer is. Ross Stewart. It's his world and we're just living in it with 24 goals in 47 games. But in our first year back in the Prem with Sunderland, we finished 10th in the league. We got to the quarters of the FA Cup and we made the semis of the Carabao Cup. I'd say that's pretty decent. But next season, best believe we are aiming for a European spot. And I'm also aiming for 20,000 subscribers by the end of next month. So if you're enjoying the video right now, leave it a big old thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We're starting season 4 with 49 million to spend. I reckon that'll get us 2 or maybe 3 players at best. And honestly, I think a new fullback and a new centre defensive midfielder in place of Busquets, and we're looking at European football next season. And honestly, it didn't take me long to find a replacement CDM for Busquets. Ray Chan, he's 31 years old, 83 rating. For a CDM, those stats are insane. And because he only had 12 months left on his contract, we got him dirt cheap. He only cost us 17 million. And now that we brought in Ray Chan for that CDM role, we can finally focus our attention on that fullback position. But after the signing of Ray Chan, we only have 29 million left in our budget to make this happen. And guess what? I found my fullback, and at this point, we're basically raiding Inter Milan. Federico Di Marco, who's 27 years old, 82 rated, and just like Ray Chan, he's only got 12 months left on his contract. Which means, once again, we got an absolute bargain. We only paid out 22.7 million for him. And with the signing of Di Marco, we now have only 3 million left in our budget, meaning our transfer window is officially done. Which means that this is the Sunderland team headed into season 4, and my God, does it look good. The weakest part of our team is Ballard at 79 rated, but that just shows you how far we've come. And Bennett certainly proved himself last season, going to 79 rated. I'm going to give him one more year on that wing. But like I said at the end of last season, this year we are gunning for European football. I've done all I can to improve this team. It's now up to the boys to do the talking on the pitch. Well, we've just arrived in January and it's looking pretty good. We are 6th in the league halfway through the season, only 5 points behind 5th place Chelsea. I aren't jumping to conclusions because we all know what happened in season 1. 3 players are doing the heavy lifting this time, though: Jack Clark, Juice Bennett, and also Morgan Ball. After 22 games, Ross Stewart's only scored 22 goals. That is absolutely shocking. And honestly, if I had more money, I'd bring in a better striker, but with 5 million, I can't do anything. We also do have a slight issue that Ballard is out for the next 2 months, and we've hardly got any squad depth in that area. But this is the team that's finishing this season off. There's one thing I have learned, though: we have got no squad depth on that subs bench at all. The thing is, with Ballard being injured, our hopes for a top 6 finish this season might come crumbling down quite quickly. I'm honestly just hoping it doesn't have too much of an effect on the entire team's performance, because this team is ready for Europe. Well, boys, we've arrived in May, and unfortunately we didn't get top 6 football. Instead, we got top 4 football by finishing 3rd at the end of this season. Talk about a transformation from last year. And we did make the FA Cup final, but we got annihilated by Manchester City 4-2. Finally, this Sunderland team is in Europe, and it's about damn time as well. And it's the same 3 doing the heavy lifting every single season. Jack Clark 26 and 6, 19 and 14 for Morgan Ball, and 12 and 8 for Bennett too. But boys, we finally brought the Black Cats back into European football. Now what we need to do next year is strengthen this squad as much as possible. And we're starting season 5 with a massive budget of 154 million to bolster their squad. Now I'm going to give Ross Stewart one more chance. He's been reliable up until last season, where he only got 2 goals all season. But rest assured, if it's a repeat of last year, he is definitely getting replaced. And I think Bennett's earned his spot in this squad for at least another year. He's 82 rated at 22 years old, and he's doing pretty well for us. It kills me to say this, but Ballard, who was once one of our best players, is now the weakest link in the starting 11, so we will be looking for a better centre-back. And whilst Ledesma has been a solid keeper for us since getting into the Premier League, we definitely need a better one now that we're in Europe. Now, the keeper I've just found, I am positive he's our endgame keeper. Alban Lafont, who's 27 years old, he's 85 rated, and the man is 6'5". He is an absolute monster of a man. But Money FC weren't willing to part ways with him that easily, as we had to fork out 47.5 million for him. And now that we've got a better keeper in between the sticks, we can now focus on bringing in a better centre-back for Ballard. Now, if I manage to sign this guy, we are massively levelling up our team. Piero Nkapa, who's 24 years old and currently plays for Southampton. Now, I think this guy deserves European football. And for how good this guy is, I think we got a bargain. We only spent 49 million. And after those 2 signings, we do still have 37 million left to spend, but I'm going to save that till January just in case we need it. But now the team looks like this, and that starting 11 is absolutely cooking. My only slight concern is the subs bench, but we've hardly suffered any injuries, so I reckon we're alright. But as you know, we qualified for the Champions League last year, and we've been put into Group F alongside Napoli, AZ, and Shakhtar Donetsk. Now, Napoli are probably the odds-on favourites, but we need that second place spot at least. Boys, this is mad. We are first in the league halfway through the season. I don't know what the hell's happened to this team, but I'm bloody loving it. And in the Champions League, it's no different, as we've topped Group F with absolutely flying colours as well. And the boy Stewart's finally found his shooting boots again. 15 goals after 27 games. He's our top goal scorer once again. But we do have 39 million to spend still, and I think I'd be stupid if I didn't spend it. Now, obviously, for that money, we aren't bringing anybody in that's going to go into the starting 11, so we're going to focus on the subs bench. Now, our second choice keeper in defence are actually pretty solid when it comes to squad depth, but our midfield and striker especially are shocking. I have just found the perfect second striker, Anthony Martial, who currently plays for Atalanta, but he's 31 years old and he's 81 rated. And I think I might have slightly overpaid for him, as we spent 19.9 million bringing him away from Atalanta to sign for Sunderland. And the backup winger I'm looking at will probably bankrupt us, but he'll be worth it. Kaide Gordon, I've definitely got that name wrong, but look at his stats, man. He's pretty decent. And to be honest, we got a pretty good deal for this guy. We only spent £12 million on him. And this is the team heading into the knockouts. Now, this team has never been in the Champions League before, so I'm not expecting big things, but I don't want to crash out in the round of 16. Boys, we started the knockouts quite nicely. Club Brugge in the round of 16. There's one player on that team, though, that's going to pose quite a threat to us, and that's Batterino. Other than that, I don't really see them posing that much of a challenge to us. I mean, oh, well, there you go. 3-0 in the first leg. We're basically in the quarters. Unless something stupid happens here, we have got to be in the quarter-final, man. 3-0 aggregate already. Boys, I do not like the fact that we lost that second leg. This worries me. This is only Club Brugge. Imagine if we get drawn against Real Madrid next. Well, it's not Madrid, but they're definitely better than Club Brugge. It is Juve in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. We are away from home in the first leg, and they've got a very, very good team. This could prove quite challenging for us if we get... Oh, there it is. There it is, a 3-2 loss. Is this the beginning of the end? We can still recover from this. It's only 3-2. All we need to do is win by 2 goals, and we're through to the semi-finals. It certainly isn't impossible. Juve, we draw 1-1. Ross Stewart gets an early goal, then Diogo Jota, my old friend, in the 69th minute, finishes the game. I mean, we had a good run. It's our first time in the Champions League, and we got to the quarterfinals, but next season, if we're in this competition, we have to be doing better. We've arrived in May, boys, and unfortunately, we couldn't quite win the league. Manchester City topped the table this time. We finished second. They are just way too good for this league. But to be fair, if we sort that subs bench out and add a couple more world-class players to that starting 11, we've got a good shot of winning the Champions League. While Ross Stewart certainly found his form again, 32 goals and 5 assists in 55 games. Welcome back, lad. But like I've just said, we sort the subs bench out and add a couple more players to that starting 11, and we are definitely en route to that Champions League trophy. We're now into season 6, and when you take a look at the team, it's pretty obvious where we need to buy for. Emre Can has already gone down 1 overall, so we're definitely going to have to bring in a new CDM into the team. And on top of that, our weakest link in the back four is Ralvas. He's 83 rated, whilst the others are 85, 87, and 86, so we need to sort that out. And I really don't think we're going to struggle to do that with 201 million in our transfer budget. Now, to win the Champions League, you need players who know how to win that competition, which is why Eder Militao is actually the perfect centre-back to bring into this squad. But let me tell you something, he was not cheap in the slightest. He cost us 92.9 million to bring to Sunderland. And for the CDM role, I'm bringing in a player who is far too good for the club he plays for, Ruben Neves, who's 30 years old now, so he's got a lot of experience. He's also 86 rated. And we secured him on a 4-year deal from Wolverhampton Wanderers for 62.2 million. And this is the team heading into season 6. The starting 11 looks really goddamn good, and the subs bench is really starting to come together now as well. And we are once again in the Champions League, and I'm hoping this time we can do a little bit better than getting to just the quarters. And this year in the Champions League, we're in Group D alongside Inter Milan, Real Sociedad, and RB Salzburg. A far tougher group than last year, but I still want the same result. I want to get into that round of 16 no matter what. Well, we're officially in January, and it isn't looking very good. We're 7th in the league after 20 games. I don't know what the hell's going on with Sunderland this season, but I hope this isn't a reflection of the Champions League. Thankfully, it's not. We finished 2nd in Group D. We are once again into the round of 16. And once again, our top goal scorer is our striker, Ross Stewart, with 11 goals in 27 games. It's not the best stats in the world, but it's decent. We do still have 27 million to spend, but I don't think we need to use that money anymore. I'm very confident in saying that this time we not only will get past the quarters, we'll make the final and win the entire competition. This is just poetic. We face off against Juve in the round of 16, the same team that last year knocked us out of this competition. But this time it's going to be different. We're a far better team. We just need to prove it. Okay, once again, Stewart missing a penalty. What's up with you? I swear on my life, if we get knocked out 2 years running by Juve, I'm not going to be an happy guy, man. We've surely got to... Oh my God, thank you. Thank God. We did it the odd way, but it doesn't matter. We have finally knocked Juve out of this competition. We're up against it now, boys. PSG in the quarterfinals. The good news is, though, if we beat these, we can literally beat any team we come up against. And we've beaten them too. That is absolutely massive. Now, in the past, I've choked a bigger league than that against PSG, so I'm not taking that at all seriously. I'm going to take this result, though, that we have. Oh my God, we've done it. 4-3 on aggregate, 2-2 on the night. Boys, we have knocked out possibly the favourites to win this entire thing. We really haven't had it easy, have we, this time? Barcelona are the team we face in the semis. And on top of that, one of our best players, Teze, is out on a suspension, so we're not going to have him in this game either. But nevertheless, we're going to have to get in this game and see what we can do. Hopefully, oh, that's decent to be fair. It's a 2-2 draw. At least we'll have Teze back in the second leg. It comes down to this, boys. We win, we're in the Champions League final. If we lose, we've got to start this whole thing all over again next season. Sunderland, don't let me... Oh my God, we got absolutely battered. we got absolutely annihilated. I take back what I said. If you beat PSG, doesn't mean you can beat everybody, because clearly that's not the case. Well, we've just got to hope we pull the socks up in the Premier League, otherwise we ain't in this competition next season. Luckily, that is exactly what we've done. We finished third at the end of this season. Thank God for that. And we also went on to absolutely annihilate Manchester City in the FA Cup final. We finally won a trophy with Sunderland. I'm still struggling to see how we did not get to the final with this team, though. What more do we need to do? Ross Stewart, take a bow. 40 goals, 5 assists in 58 games is absolutely amazing. Next year, though, we're going to have to really take a look at this squad to see where we're messing up, because there's something holding us back from getting to that final. We're now into season 7 with Sunderland, and we have over 250 million in our transfer budget. And looking at the team, I think the weak link staring us in the face, it is Neil in the centre of the park. Obviously, Ross Stewart's the same rating, but he's bagging 40 goals a season now. And honestly, I've found a perfect replacement for Neil. Tuchemeni, who currently plays for Man City. He's 6'2", and his stats are absolutely insane. But Jesus Christ, he wasn't cheap, as he cost us 100.4 million to make him a Sunderland player. And now with Tuchemeni into the starting 11, the question is, where do I put the rest of the money? But if you've been paying attention, I think you know exactly who I'm going to bring in. That's right, I am bringing back Amad Diallo into this Sunderland team. I said from the very beginning when his loan spell ended with us that I wanted to bring him back, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And he is by far our most expensive signing yet, as he cost us 137.7 million. Now, I do understand it's quite gutting for Bennett, but no doubt in my mind he's still going to get game time this season. But now with the additions of Amad Diallo and Tuchemeni, I think this team is finally ready to take on the Champions League. And once again, we have been put into Group D alongside AC Milan, Dynamo Kiev and Sporting CP. Now, I'm not too fussed how good the other teams are, because I know for a fact that our team is probably one of the best in the world. While we're 21 games into the season and we're doing far better than last year, we are 4th in the league. The only downside is freaking Spurs are top. And once again in the group stage, we have made the top 2 and we are flying to the round of 16. Halfway through the season, though, we've got a different top goal scorer, Morgan Bell, with 14 goals and 6 assists. That's pretty impressive for a cam. And I'm not going to bother bringing any other players into this squad, meaning this is the team heading into the knockouts. And honestly, if this squad doesn't make the final this year in the Champions League, I do not know what else to do. And we started by comfortably getting past Leverkusen in the round of 16, then just scraping past Bayern Munich in the quarters, meaning we are once again in the semi-finals. Boys, we've got a chance of revenge here. Barcelona are the team we face in the semi-finals. Coincidentally, the very same team that knocked us out of this very position last season. We start the first leg at home, though, against the Spanish Giants. Can we get... Oh, okay. Amad Diallo in the 39th, Ansu Fati in the 5th, it goes to the second leg. It all comes down to this, boys. Are we finally going to get past Barcelona, or is this a case of deja vu? Come on, boys. Oh, there it is. We batter them this time, 3-1 on the night, 4-2 overall, and we are finally in the Champions League final. And in that final, we face off against European giants Liverpool. And boys, it finally happened. We have won the Premier League. We were 3 points ahead of second place Spurs, who once again bottled the league. We did also make the FA Cup final, but this time we just couldn't get past City. I'll say this, Bell made a statement this season. 34 goals, 14 assists in 59 games for a cam is absolutely outrageous. Oh, you are kidding me, Clark, you absolute moron. What are you doing getting yourself suspended for the biggest game of your career? But saying that, we do have Bennett to come in for him, who has more than earned his spot in this squad. Boys, what a monster of a team we have created with Sunderland. Just check out how good it's become. And you guessed it, I aren't going to play the final. I'm going to kick back, relax, and watch from the sidelines as these boys become the best team in the world. He's back on the ball. Run at him, Diallo. Oh, that's a beautiful ball. What? What is going on? What? Why is Liverpool's keeper not in goal? This game is broke. So if Liverpool's keeper isn't in goal, that means an outfield player is, which means we have surely got to win this game. Defend, come on, clear the ball. Liverpool are attacking, man. Come on, there we go. There you go. That's a bit better. Ross Stewart is on the wing. It's not really where you want him. Come back. Amad Diallo. This is nice. This is nice. Plays around. Morgan. What? No. Why would you? Why would you? There's literally someone open right next to you, and you decide to go back to Diallo. You moron. Anybody going to give him options? There we go. Ross Stewart. Please. Oh, that's a great bot from Liverpool's defender. It's still in play, though. Amad Diallo. He's on the ball. Lovely. That is... Oh, my God. It's painful watching this. Just remembered, Liverpool haven't even got to keep it, and we can't freaking score. Bellingham's on the ball outside the box. We need to contain this. We need to defend well. Oblak is on the ball. I swear on my life, if something happens from Oblak, I'm not going to be happy. Why is Oblak on the wing? And why is he automatically in a Liverpool shirt? This is honestly one of the weirdest games of FIFA I have ever seen. Ross Stewart's picked it up. Amad Diallo is on the wing. He's against Rafinha. He's giving it back to Ross Stewart. Come on, lad. I've put so much faith in you. Do something in the final. Look at this. Look at this. Ross Stewart. There we go. I thought that was offside. Oh, my God. Ross Stewart, the man, the myth, the goddamn legend, has put us 1-0 up. Luis Diaz against Eder Militao. Okay, get there, Diallo. Somebody put a tackle in, please. I don't like it when Liverpool play like this. They're playing like prime Barcelona right now. Diaz, lovely tackle from Militao. Morgan Ball, Ross Stewart, give it back to him. Give it back to him. Give it, not like, oh, Morgan Ball made that work. Give it back. Right, Ross Stewart is making that run. Please, oh, too late. A second too late. Okay, boys, Liverpool are playing this really nicely. It's coming to Jan Oblak on the wing, a sentence I never in a million years thought I'd say. But Liverpool have played it around really nicely. Again, Eder Militao showing us why we bought him. I don't like it when Diaz is on the ball because he does stuff like this. Teze, get back and mark your man, lad. Teze, don't let him play it in, and he's just let him do exactly that. Honestly, our defence has been rock solid this game. Ross Stewart, he's done well there, to be fair to him. Pass back, lovely. Ross Stewart, you've got, oh, why did you make that pass? Oh, to be fair, it doesn't matter. Ross Stewart has still scored somehow. I don't know what's just happened there. Why in God's name would you pass it when you're literally in front of goal from that position? So I missed all this because I was in disbelief at what just happened. Okay. Bennett, oh yeah, okay, that was lovely bit of play, I'll give them that. But Tushimeni, that was just stupid what you just did. Ross Stewart with a brace in a Champions League final and a Sunderland shirt. It's the stuff dreams are made of. Oh no, Liverpool are through with a minute to go of normal time. We're now into extra time and it is squeaky bum time. That was just sloppy from us. That all came from Oblak's side as well. I cannot believe it. Sure, there it is. Liverpool have been beaten 2-1. Oblak just decided to become a winger, but it doesn't matter. Sunderland are now the best team in the world. It took us 7 long seasons to get Sunderland out of the Championship, winning the Premier League, winning the FA Cup, and finally winning the Champions League. And if you enjoyed this video, click somewhere right here to watch me do this with Hartlepool only using free agents.